Good morning. Good morning. Hi. So sorry for the late start due to technical difficulties. I'm just going to check that we are live online because we don't want to leave behind brothers and sisters online. Okay, we are. So if you cannot hear me online, please say so and we can adjust the sound online. Thank you. So to start, we are going to sing the Chonilguk anthem, which we don't have the lyrics for yet. If somebody can quickly get me the lyrics on Chonilguk anthem, I'll do it. Blossoms in freedom, and heaven at one, as oceans rise in praise, 6 continents rejoice, freedom for 10,000 years, in the Chonilguk, in the land of God, true parents bring true love to all, heaven resound, as a flag breaks through the seasons, freedom brings evermore, as 5 oceans rise, 6 continents rejoice, happy for 10,000 years. Of God. Okay, thank you. Please join me in an opening prayer. Oh, sorry. Before we pray, we'll do the pledge. Pledges 1 to 8 in English. Pledge. Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. 2. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the heavenly parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons, daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is the heavenly parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. 6. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent, true parents, and to perfect the family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7. Our family, the owner of Choneguk, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8. Our family, the owner of Choneguk, pledges, having entered the era of Choneguk, to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. Thank you. Please join me in a prayer. You can be seated if you wish. Our beloved Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, thank you so much that we could gather here today, the 30th of August 2026, here in Livingstone House, Chislehurst, and online, to celebrate this 14th anniversary of the holy ascension of our true Father. Heavenly Parent, how time flies. Already 14 years have gone by. True Mother has already ushered in Choneguk, has already offered a temple to our Heavenly Parent, to you, our Heavenly Parent. And so much is going on still, Heavenly Parent, as you would expect, with true parents, true Father working in heaven, and true Mother working on earth. This is the unique time in human history where heaven and earth can be united in one true parents, working together to advance your providence. This is a powerfully important time for your providence, which a true Mother calls the golden era. This time will never come again, so we want to grasp this time with all our heart, all our might, and do all we can to support our true parents in building your kingdom on this earth. Heavenly Parent, we remember our true Mother who would like to be commemorating this day together with us. We remember 14 years ago, in 2012, after True Father's ascension, True Mother being all alone, and she searched and searched for that needle in the desert storm. And finally, True Mother could hear voices responding to her that we will stand with you, True Mother, to keep your promise to heaven, to build kingdom of heaven on this earth in her lifetime. When we look at the news today and the reality of our situation with True Mother in detention and awaiting a verdict on Monday, tomorrow, we are sometimes doubting that this is such a time where your kingdom can be brought to fruition. But we are on the threshold, Heavenly Parent, and we need to keep faith together, united with our true parents, that we can see in this time. Expect that we can do our best, and knowing that you will fulfill your portion of responsibility. Heavenly Parent, in attendance to our Holy Mother Han, and with gratitude, I, Ajamold, offer this prayer. Aju. Please be seated. So, I'd like to run through how we're going to have the service today, because it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have Sunday school later on, but please, Sunday school can go just before the sermon, and I'll try and remember when that is, so that you can go. So, next, we're going to have a report to heaven by our elder brother Mark Brand, giving a testimony of his experiences with our true Father. And then all together, we will have a flower offering, and we will come to the front. We'll have flowers handed out, and we'll come to the front and offer it to our true Father. And after the flower offering, we'll have a congratulatory song by Benji Lida and Don Pollitt. And after that, we will go into Sunday service mode, and we'll have 2 songs, Goodness of God, Blessing of Glory, and then we'll invite up our National Director, Bogdan Pammer, to give the sermon, and then we'll have an offering song, Light of Grace. Offering prayer will be given by Tina Coombs, and after that, we'll have the benediction. We will recess at the end with a resounding Umaya Nunaya all together. And we can dance out if we wish. But let's, at that moment, really be united with our true Father, whose favorite song he enjoyed singing Umaya Nunaya. So let's all unite with our true Father in that moment. Well, even from now, let us be united with our true parents in remembering our true Father's life. So please welcome up our elder brother, Mark Brand. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's a real honor to be asked to give this presentation, but also a real challenge as well, partly because when I asked Ajah, how long do I have? He said, you have 5 minutes. How to compress getting on for half a century into 5 minutes, I'm not quite sure. But I will try and give some of the highlights of my experience with True Father, and hopefully that can help to bring his spirit into our service. I joined the church in California, Northern California, in the late 1970s. And that was a very good experience. A lot of us actually did. Michael Balcom did, David Fraser Harris did, Julian Gray did. Quite a few prominent members in Europe joined in Northern California around about that time. And it was a very good experience. And I came to understand who True Father was through studying the principle, through hearing testimonies and so on. And I was quite sure about who True Father was. But at the same time, in my heart, I was just longing to get to know this person. At one level, I know him. I know his greatness, in a sense. But I don't know him as an individual human being. And I longed to have that experience. Well, the way that God worked in my life was that I was asked to go to Calgary in Canada by the Northern California Church to help set up a carpet cleaning business. Calgary was expanding, developing in oil production and so on, and a lot of money was being generated, and it was seen as a great opportunity to make money for our Northern California church. And I was asked to go there as part of a team, and during the day, we would go around and talk to oil companies and say, can we clean your premises, or restaurants and so on. And then at night time, we would come in and we would clean, and it was an incredibly intense life because literally, if we slept 2 or 3 hours a night, it was quite rare. And those were the days. And I do sleep more than that nowadays. But basically, what this led me to was to have a very deep experience with True Father, because there was one particular restaurant I remember. It's called Mother Tucker's. I don't know if any of you know Calgary. It's a huge sort of family eatery place, fast food place, and huge area, and very messy, very dirty. And we cleaned the carpets and the upholstery of that place. And I remember after a day going out selling to the various companies, going in there at night at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, whenever they closed, and we worked through the night until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And of course, by that time we were absolutely exhausted. Certainly I was absolutely exhausted. And I remember going to sit down and to take a rest, and I just fell asleep. And when I fell asleep, I just felt these 2 arms around me like this, and I could feel True Father's spirit. And I woke up after about an hour or two, ready for Hundake, which was 5 o'clock in the morning, about less than 2 hours later, and I just felt totally refreshed and totally renewed, and like somebody had injected life into me, and that was True Father's spirit. And so I came to understand that knowing True Father and having a close relationship with True Father, with true parents, is not just a matter of, as I had thought, I need to meet them and I need to get to know them one-to-one. It's more a question of how one dedicates and devotes one's life. So that taught me a very important lesson, which has served me well ever since. But I still longed to meet with true parents and of course, True Father. And then I was asked to go to Germany, the machine tool business, probably many of you remember. Some of you were probably involved in it. The machine tool business, True Parents started in Germany in the early 1980s. And I was asked to go there to help with that on behalf of the American machine tool business that we were starting. So I went there. And when I was there, we went to an exhibition park. It was in Hanover in northern Germany. Some of you will know it, I'm sure. And there was a huge park there where the exhibition was being held. And we were actually camping. We couldn't afford to stay in hotels, so we were camping in a camping site on the side of that park. And True Parents were around. I don't know exactly where they were staying, but at a certain point during the day, I was walking in the park and I saw them across a large lake, and I thought, oh my goodness me, that's True Parents. I'd never actually been that close to them in my whole life. And so there were reeds around the lake, and I thought, well, if I hide down behind the reeds, I can see True Parents, and they will not see me. That was my idea. But actually, and I did that, and I thought, this is so touching. I was watching them, and father and mother just sitting there on a park bench talking to each other. You know, it's not often you see that in the whole of your life. And then suddenly I got a tap on my shoulder, and it was Peter Kim, who was, many of you know, Peter Kim was their chief aide for many, many years. And Peter Kim said, True Father wants to see you. And I thought, oh my God, am I really ready for this? You know, I thought. So I was kind of in trepidation. I very, very tentatively walked round the lake and towards True Parents. And then True Parents told me to sit down, and I sat down on the ground in front of them. They were sitting on a bench. And there was another brother there who was what's the word? He was a Japanese brother, but he was a missionary from West Africa. And he was sitting there, and he was already talking to them. Anyway, we talked between us a little while, and then at a certain point, the Japanese brother left, and then father was left there sitting just with True Mother. And I was, wondering always, what kind of human being is he? So extraordinary, so incredibly special, but in what ways is he like a normal human being? That's what I was thinking. And then I don't know whether father picked up on this in my thinking, because he's incredibly intuitive. And then he started, I don't want to use the word flirting, but it was a bit like that with True Mother. And they were sort of being very lovey-dovey towards each other, and I thought, oh my God, they're so normal, they're so natural. And then True Mother was sitting there, and you could just see, she was wearing a very modest skirt, but you could just see the tips of her knees sticking out from her skirt. And True Father would grab her knee like that and just tweak it like that. And True Mother would really play up to it, say, oh, Father, 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 like that. And I just knew in my heart of hearts that they were doing this. This was the special show for me to show me how normal and natural they were, as well as supernatural. You know what I mean? So that was very, very moving. And then at a certain point, True Mother had to leave because she had just given birth relatively recently in Korea, and she had some message about the baby, and she had to go and give some advice about how to take care of the baby. So she rushed off, and then it was just True Father and me sitting there alone on a park bench in the middle of this German park. Anyway, he started talking to me and asked me about my life. He asked me about, what I did, and he said, oh, you're a lawyer. Oh, he said, oh, we need many lawyers in America right now, he said. So actually that was kind of presaging my life with him, because many years later, when the Schengen issue came up, and actually in other times, he appointed me as his personal lawyer for Europe, which was a great honor, in my view, the high point of my legal career. And but I didn't know, of course, that anything like that would happen. But anyway, we talked, and he said to me, did you receive the matching yet? And I thought to myself, surely he must know that. He can look at me and see whether I matched or not. But then I realized that, he relies on his more normal senses most of the time. He has supernatural abilities the rest of the time. Anyway, this all helped me to realize, in a sense, how normal he is, as well as how extraordinary at the same time. It was a very moving, the whole experience was very moving. And anyway, I always remember that time very, very fondly. And it was the beginning of a much more personal, interpersonal relationship with true parents. Anyway, after that, I came back here to the United Kingdom, and instead of dealing with machine tools, Reverend Youngwee Kim asked me to be involved with legal things because there were many legal battles to be fought, so I got involved in that. Anyway, long story short, it came down to, I think, in about the early 2000s anyway, there was this Schengen issue. I don't know whether any of you remember that, but basically, true parents wanted to go from South America to Europe, to bring the Providence from South America to Europe, the Victorious Foundation in Jardim and Brazil and so on, to Europe as the next step towards going back to Korea. At that time, they were still based in the United States. But then Satan intervened and the Schengen issue came up, and the UK caused a problem with immigration, and then Germany followed suit, and then got all the Schengen countries said, no, true parents cannot come to Europe, which of course a huge providential barrier. And that's when True Father appointed me in Hawaii as his lawyer for that case, and asked me to take responsibility. And anyway, long story short, we were able to be victorious, thanks, and I emphasize not so much because of us lawyers, but because of brothers and sisters, because Reverend Song Young-chon, who's now the president in Korea, his understanding was very profound in the sense that he understood this is not really a legal case mainly. This is a spiritual battle, and it's going to be won by the endeavor of brothers and sisters, the chonsong that we create, the conditions that we make. That's what will win, and that's essentially why I think we won the Schengen issue. And I keep reminding Reverend Song about that every time I meet him. But the thing is, as a result of everyone's chonsong, we were able to win the Schengen issue. True Father came to Europe, and he went to Ireland. Some of you may remember, I think even, I don't know whether Hannah's, he was still in Ireland at that time, but anyway, he spoke in Dublin one evening, and then he arrived. Where did he arrive? In Bromley, Biggin Hill. He flew into Biggin Hill. It was very touching. Eddie and Patricia Hartley they're not here with us this morning. I hope they're watching online. They were there to present flowers. And Father got out of the plane. It was so touching because I don't really know the history of Biggin Hill. Biggin Hill was the main RAF station during the war, which defended London and the UK against the Luftwaffe in the Second World War. And it's famous for that. And it is still an RAF base, I think. But anyway, Father got as he came out of the plane, he pulled himself out of the plane just like a pilot coming out of the cockpit. It was so amazing. I don't think it was accidental. I don't think he even realized himself why he was being moved spiritually to do that. But he pulled himself out and he rushed down the stairs, and then Eddie and Patricia gave the flowers, and it was just an amazing feeling that now True Father could set foot on UK soil without any impediment from the government. Anyway, that was a beautiful experience, but one reason why I mention this is because through no design of my own or intervention of my own, but we happened to drive from Biggin Hill, where? Through Chislehurst, through Bickley. And that was so moving to drive down these streets in the car with True Parents. And every time I drive to Chislehurst, I remember this is where I drove with True Parents. And of course, it's worth remembering, where are we meeting today? We're meeting in Livingstone House. Why is Livingstone House here? It's because in 1978, True Father came here, and he found this place, and he said, we must buy it, and we bought it. So actually, it's so appropriate that we are celebrating Father's life in this place of all places. Of course, True Mother has been here. I remember True Mother spoke in this room. I don't know whether many of you know that, but True Mother spoke here in this room to very, very packed audience many years ago, and she slept in the bedroom next to the prayer room. So every time I go to the prayer room, I always remember meeting her in her bedroom there. It was so touching. Anyway, true parents have such a strong connection to Bromley, Biggin Hill, Chislehurst, and to Livingstone House, and it's very appropriate that we're meeting here to remember True Father's life. But anyway, we drove all the way to the Kensington Hilton Hotel where Father was staying that time, which is just the other side of the park from Lancaster Gate. And anyway, then we had lunch with True Parents, and that was a very touching experience. And then in the middle of the lunch, suddenly, during the change of courses in the meal, we just finished the hors d'oeuvre, I think, and we're waiting for the main course. And then suddenly, I was sitting at one end of the table, and Father was sitting at the other end of the table, and Reverend Song was sitting next to me there. And then suddenly, True Father got up and flung himself on the table, because the table was clear that all the dishes had been taken away, and he pulled himself up the table I always remember, like a seal waddling up a beach, like that. And he grabbed me like that, and he pulled me and he said, "You should be Prime Minister of this country." He said, of course, I didn't take that literally, don't worry. I didn't take that literally. He was just trying to express his thanks for what happened with the Schengen issue. And it was so touching to receive him in that way and for him to behave in that way. Anyway, we have, I always remember the feeling of him grabbing my shirt. Helps me feel close to him. But anyway, I know, like all of you, so grateful more than I can ever express for Father's life. I mean, of course, now we're focused on True Mother, and that's absolutely right, as it should be. And again, I can't find words to express how much I respect and love and admire and revere True Mother. But Father's gone, but I don't feel any less for Father now than I did in that time. And it's wonderful to be reminded on a day like this, 14 years afterwards, of just what an incredible life he led. Some people are thinking, oh, Mother's pushing him out of the way and she's up, building herself up and putting Father down. That's absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. True Mother deeply loves and reveres True Father as much, if not more than ever. But of course, she's now in this pivotal position where she's alone on earth and taking ownership and responsibility on her own. But anyway, True Father is right there. I feel strongly his presence, and I feel that, and I pray every day that he can help and support True Mother more and more. And I feel that is happening because of all of our prayers. And let's really pray that he can make a difference in the next 24 hours and make sure that True Mother is acquitted in this appalling case. Anyway, thank you very much for the opportunity to share. Thank you.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I will never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met, no doubt in my mind where we belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, I'd go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are throwing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I can make you happy, make your dreams come true. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Thank you very much, Dawn and Benji. That was incredible. My only concern is, will we outsell? We're not selling Adele. But that was a good homage to Adele, and of course, it's an homage to our true father. So we're now going to have the flower offering. So we'll give out the flowers as you come up at the back. Yes. Oh, yeah. First, we're going to offer flowers to our true parents, true father. So I'd like to invite up our national director to offer flowers to, or you've asked a couple at the back? Okay. All right, please offer the flowers to our true father. So this is Saoirse and Martin visiting. Yeah, thank you very much. And now we will all offer flowers to our true father. We're going to bring a bucket of flowers to the front, so those who are in front can go first. And then once everybody is gone, then I'm not sure we have enough for everybody, but we can come one at a time to offer our flowers to our true parents. Okay, to true father. Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Benji. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now, sorry, it's so new, I've got to check my order of service. Thank you very much. So for the young, really young people going for Sunday school and their teachers, you can go to Sunday school now. Okay. Oh, I know you want to stay, but we want to come to Sunday school, don't we? There's amazing testimonies about True Father's life today. So, thank you. So now we're going to have our 2 songs before our sermon. So the first one is Goodness of God, and I'd like to invite up the band. Okay, thank you. So, green. And we have percussion today. That's great. Okay, Goodness of God, and then Blessing of Glory, which is written by a true father.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life I've been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Love your voice. You have led me through the fire, darkest nights. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. All my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. Blessing of glory. Now the light of glory arises like the sun that shines on high. Now awaken into freedom. Oh, revive your spirits, oh, revive. Wake the mountains and the valley. Bring alive the springs of the earth. Light the world forever with the light of your rebirth. Light the world forever with the light of your rebirth. We are called to bring back the glory to the life of God above. Now the Lord in His greatness fills the universe with tender love. Ever seeking souls awaken, ever calling them to be free. How shall I attend who is calling to me? How shall I attend Him who is calling to me? From the dark of death, I awake and rejoice to live in grace. When the one who came to save me holds me tenderly in His embrace, I rejoice to feel the comfort of the love He has for me. Blessing of glory to rejoice eternally. What a blessing of glory to rejoice eternally. Now He lifts me up to embrace in the blessing that is mine. What a blessing to receive Him in a love so tender and divine. How can I return the blessing? Though in all my life I will try, I can never stop feeling how unworthy am I. I can never stop feeling how unworthy am I.
Thank you very much. Thank you, band. Please be seated. Thank you. And we'd now like to... Thank you, Russell. Wasn't expecting to play today, but he had the drumsticks just in case. Drew. So now let's welcome up our National Director, Bogdan Pammer, to give us our sermon for today.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning. It's a good day, isn't it? And we're celebrating our true Father and our true parents and their victory. What do you think is the right way to celebrate True Father Songwa anniversary? Is it a long speech or a short speech? What shall it be? What shall it be? So what is the right measure of a life? Right? How can we measure the life of a person, someone like our true Father, as we remember? The title of our message today is Woe, Woe, Woe. And woe, woe, woe is an appreciation for three words that start with W-O, through which we want to look at True Father, his life today. I think many of our brothers and sisters have already, you can start guessing. What are the words? What are the words? What are the words? Meanwhile, I hope you could see some of the testimonies that our brothers and sisters shared recently about their encounters with True Father. And I'm so deeply grateful that Uncle Mark shared today these several experiences, very, very powerful one. And Yoshiko and I, apologies from her that she can't be here today, shared, yes, we should all these stories of our British members with True Father in a book by the 15th Songwa anniversary. So please gather your anecdote, gather your stories, and that's the offering we will offer up next year. Do you think it is important for Father to be remembered? Yes, absolutely. But I think Father wants more than just to be remembered. He wants to be related to. He wants to be in a relationship, right? So the first time I could go to the Bonyang One and offer the bows and respect there in True Father's grave side, this beautiful mound behind Chonjangung. And I hadn't been in Chongpyong for over 10 years or something like this. It was the first time I could go there. And I couldn't stop shaking, and the fire came over me. And I felt, wow, True Father's spiritual body is on fire. And we need that fire to do anything, to achieve anything on earth, and help him to fulfill his promise. So my prayer since then has been that people can feel that fire, that we as a community can feel that fire in our spiritual bodies, because that's the only way the promise of true parents to God can be fulfilled and can be realized. So, any ideas? What are the three woes? Wonderful. Any other suggestions? What could be? Work? Work, yeah. Wonder. Okay. None of them yet. I'll tell you the first one. The first one is the Word. The Word. My first relationship with True Father was not meeting him, but was through reading his words as a teenager, often in the beginning in German translation and then in English translation. And for many years, actually reading his words over and over and over again was my way to get to know true parents. And this was the time, as you remember, 2005, exactly 21 years ago, right? 2005? No, 2004. 2005, UPF was founded, yeah. 2005, so it's coming up on September 12th, 21 years. And that was the time when we read the first peace message, right? And True Father told us to read it over and over and over and over again. I was 16, turning 17 at the time, and it was a time when I started to wonder, who is this Korean man on all these pictures in our house? And wanted to know more deeply, and had serious questions about him. And I then felt, in order to find out, I need to do what he asks me to do. Does this sound fair before I make a judgment? I need to do what he asks me to do. Similar with Mother now, right? Let's do what she asks us to do, and then we can find out. So my approach then was, okay, I'll do what Father asks me to do, and I will find out. In the beginning, he said, read the speech as often as old you are, right? That was pretty easy with 15. And then, or 16, 17, around this time, right? But then it was not, no, everyone should read it 120 times, and things like that. And I started reading it, and many things I could not unite with. Many things were sort of difficult to understand. All this part about lineage, and I'm meant to have that lineage, so on. And then my analytical mind devised the methods how to digest it, how to read something I disagree with, right? Sometimes, or I can't get hold of. So I took 3 colors. I had a green pen, a blue pen, and a red pen. And with red, I underlined everything that I couldn't relate to, that I didn't agree with, because I felt like I had to. But at the same time, I felt in order to find out who Father is, I need to do exactly what he tells me to do. Otherwise, I'm not serious. So then I kept reading it, and in the beginning quietly, and then I got into mode, reading it out loud to myself, and that was a quite important experience on my journey. Why am I sharing this? I want to read to you 2 of the passages that are underlined red. People are deluded into believing that the lineage of the enemy is the lifeline upon which the world depends. This is the wretched truth about humanity descendant from the fall. That is why I refer to this world as hell on earth. God views humanity's tragic situation with a heart full of pain. Since then, now 21 years later, I understand it. And it's my favorite part of that speech. It's like, I was always wondering, it took me for several, okay, why does Father say, we are deluded into believing that the lineage of Satan is the lifeline upon which the world depends? What is it? And until finally to break through, yes, because of our fallen natures, we are addicted to false love. We are holding on to that false love and that false identity all the time, and it's so much time to let go of that. And I felt, wow, it has taken me 21 years to understand. Another quotation I underlined in red from that speech was, let me talk about lineage for a moment. Lineage is more important than life and more important than love. Life and love come together to create lineage. Lineage cannot be established if either life or love is missing. Therefore, among the 3 qualities that define the parent-child relationship, which is the axis of the universe, as we know, love, life, and lineage, lineage is the fruit. Why is lineage the fruit? God's lineage contains the seed of true love and the environment to create a true life, right? Like a fruit, there's the seed, and then the nourishment of the true life around it is contained in the lineage. Hence, for us to become ideal people envisioned by God, that is, people of ideal character, and to create the ideal families, we first need to be linked to his lineage. And through this lineage, we have that, and now I'm feeling an experience through that lineage connected with true parents. There is that seed of true love in me. And if I keep my eyes on true parents and engage in that give and take, the seed of true love and that true life can emerge out of it. So really, the most difficult quotations that were read underlined, there were more, but for today, they become my favorite words of true parents. So, but then of course, with True Father's tours, speaking tours, founding of UPF around, I remember being mobilized as usher, right, Bratislava, Croatia. At the time, it was the Schengen time, in the First World Tour, still only towards the end, right, true parents could enter some Western European countries. At the beginning, as an Austrian second gen, I was, of course, mobilized to the east. And ushers cleaning, cold showers, because the center said no hot water. Anyway, good experiences like that. And standing for 7 hours just to get the right moment in time, Pastor Aja, to get the mic off the stage at the right moment, right, required 7 hours of standing through the rehearsals and learning this sense of attendance. True parents are coming. Everything needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be proper. And I didn't understand that at all, but it was through this training and these experiences. So why am I sharing this? Because after having built a relationship with the Word, I could see that in the Hundoke, Father walking around, right? Where do you think God is? And then, of course, hitting people as well and doing all sorts of things. And he was so funny. At times, we always laughed with some delay, right? Or just because we had the translation in mind thing, and many of the jokes we probably missed. But the facial expressions, that sort of power and energy was something to be treasured in profound new life. So, because the words, when you speak, they sound differently. And since then, I'm trying to do Hundoke in a way, I imagine, when I read Father's speeches, I imagine Father talking to me, right? Me not reading off a book, but Father is talking to me and telling me these things. When I read Mother's words, I imagine sitting in front of Mother and Mother telling me these words. I am the only begotten daughter, and so on. This is very different than when you read it on a piece of paper, because it's about the relationship that emerges, that lineage, that connection, that essence, so that the true love and true life can come out of what true parents have planted into us. Last experience about Word. We still have other 2 woes to go. I wanted to share actually another story, my last encounter with True Father. And then I felt in the prayer room, God telling, you told that story already twice in a video to the members and to the ambassadors for peace. So tell something different. So that's the different now. So when we first got the Jeongseong-gyeong, right, the first version of the Jeongseong-gyeong, the big black book, right, I was sort of on a mission from my mom after a workshop in Chongpyeong. Okay, buy it and bring it back. So it's already out. So I bought it, and I had a smart idea. I thought, if I read the last quotation of that book, I know the main point. Right? So anyway, again, this sort of, anyway. So I read the last quotation, and it didn't mean anything to me. I thought, what? That's the pinnacle of the great Jeongseong-gyeong? But again, it actually became one profound. I'll read it to you. It's also in the 2014 version of the Jeongseong-gyeong, but it's not in the back anymore. It's somewhere in the middle now, and it goes as following. If you are to inherit the realm of victory of the true parents, you should live in absolute love, absolute compliance, it said in that translation, and absolute faith. Only when you shed blood, sweat, and sacrifice everything in total oneness of heart, through which you are willing to become a living sacrifice for the true parents, and want to hold more love than the love of true parents, can the true parents be liberated. God's realm of liberation emerges only when society becomes a place where people love more than the true parents have loved mankind. Only when the true parents have such sons and daughters will the realm of liberation emerge, in which they can praise their sons and daughters and rejoice in loving them. After reading the whole book and coming to the end, I had tears in my eyes. True parents can only be liberated And that's a daunting statement. If sons and daughters appear who love them more than they have loved them. Without that, true parents cannot be liberated. And without that, God cannot be liberated. And then, in tears, I asked myself, how should that ever be possible? How should that be possible that I hold more love than true parents? How should that ever work? How will true parents ever be liberated if that is the condition? And yeah, still working on the answer on that one. But I think we can find it out together. And I think it has something to do that true parents, both father and mother, had very lonely courses. Well, we are surrounded, top and bottom, left and right, front and back, with brothers and sisters, spouses, parents, children. And it's not a single task of any one of us, but it's a collective task of many of us as a community to create the environment for that liberation. Woe, the word. The second W, or the second woe, the second wow, is the world. And I remember True Father as someone who deeply cared about the world, about the issues, about what is going on the global level, on the local level, and in between, right? He was not an isolated monk that spent a lot of time in the prayer room, but also a lot of time outside the prayer room, engaging with the pertinent issues that societies and the world is facing. And as a second generation member, I always thought, this was really this empowerment coming, to deal with the issues of the world, to engage with them, to serve, to transform our neighborhoods and our environment. And preparing this, of course, most notably, we heard about the 3 headaches, right, of God that True Father engaged with so fervently and fiercely. And so it was, you're right, the moral decline, and especially the moral decline of young people in society, and related with that, family values, religious violence, or violence fired up by religion because of a lack of religious unity, and materialism as these three headaches. And I think today an important way how we can honor Father, how we can respond to Father and his heart and his fire, is to ask ourselves, what are God's headaches today? And engage with them, deal with them. I think one of them is social isolation, the breakdown of human relationships, especially young people, the mental health issues related to that, and the loneliness epidemic. Fewer and less people have then the desire to have children and families, and there's this rampant declines in birth rates in many, many societies, right? And as much as True Father talked about lineage and love and life and the fabric of the universe and these things, he was concerned about these big global issues. He said, okay, how are we going to address them? How are we dealing with them? I think another one is, at the moment, the rise of religious persecution and the breakdown of the global rule-based order. For true parents, right, the United Nations were built for true parents, in a sense that they could, that there is a foundation to establish a parental body through which the nations can become siblings. And the United Nations particularly found with the purpose to enhance the brotherhood of man. But we've seen over, and true parents have pointed that out. The powerful nations, the Security Council members like America, but also Britain, not taking responsibility and using international mechanisms of a self-centered nationalistic view and perspective, right? And so we see now the rapid disintegration of this global rule-based order, and I feel True Father is very concerned about that. And how can we counter that, establish and re-establish a parental authority, right? A parental authority that can keep member states actually in check, can actually hold them accountable if they break the Charter of the United Nations and so on. And it's only possible, and you know, and this peace message is also explained, actually through an interreligious internal council and the fundamental reform of the United Nations. And we know, of course, that also our True Mother has been advocating for fourth office of the United Nations in South Korea to create, after Nairobi was established, and now that also Asia is represented within the United Nations and so forth. And then I think the third one is the third as it is kind of a worship. We're not worshiping the material so much anymore, but now we're starting to worship the virtual. I would almost say it's virtualism is more dangerous than materialism. And at the same time, a centralization of technology in the hands of a few huge corporations that are then ultimately able to control this virtual world, rather than the democratization of technology, which True Father so much promoted for. And we heard, actually, I didn't know, Uncle Mark, that you were working in that area as well with the machine tool industry and so on. But we are entering a new stage there. So who shall deal with all these issues, right? Who shall deal with all these issues? And I feel Father saying, yeah, it's you. You're capable of doing that. You're capable of engaging blessed families, second, third generation. You are able to engage with these big issues that I really care about. World. Let's move on to the last one of woe, woe, woe. We had the word, we had the world, and we have the woman. The woman. The ultimate purpose of a man is to become the husband of his wife. And for a woman, it is to become the wife of her husband. When preparing for the blessing, I then started in all these quotations, put in my name and put in the other part future spouse. to let it sink more in, right? So, the ultimate purpose of Samyung Moon is to become the husband of Hak Jahan. And for Hak Jahan, it is to become the wife of Samyung Moon. The ultimate purpose of Bogdan is to become the husband of Yoshiko. And the ultimate purpose in life of Yoshiko is to be Bogdan's wife, right? Did I get this right? Yeah. Okay. The same is true for Clive and Maria, Dongsun and Sonjun, Aja and Itaya, Graham and Zoe, Russell and Akiko, and many, many others here in the room. Aju? So, there was this, another quotation. A husband must attend his wife as the queen of queens. Samyung Moon must attend Hak Jahan as the queen of queens. Russell must attend Akiko as Queen of Queens. Is that right? Jew. I spare the other ones the embarrassment of reading it out. But I recommend, okay, what would True Father's guidance be here when preparing? I thought, probably like this, record this, saying this to each other. I must attend you as Queen of Queens. And then whenever there is a fight, I think that would be a True Father solution. You take the recorder out and play it back. Something like this. I think that would be sort of his practical advice in this situation, how to manage conflicts. Of course, that is just management. Resolution needs a bit deep, other conversations as well. But that is the sort of advice. Don't you remember? Is this what you remember? The sort of advice that True Father gave in these situations. We didn't have smartphones back then so much, but now it's like, yeah. And there is one hundoke from God's Day 2010 that I didn't attend myself, but an elder brother, and that's why your testimonies of elder brothers is so precious and so important to share these stories with us who don't have much or any such experiences at all. And so imagine God's Day 2010, right? It's midnight, right? 2010, it hadn't changed yet. There was this new calendar, I think it was introduced actually in 2010. Uncle Tim knows these things exactly. I think after, this was maybe the last God's Day actually, because then, there was an under Jongi calendar and so on, was introduced around that time. Yeah, there was maybe this was the last God's Day that was celebrated according to the Western calendar. Because actually in this speech, the Father talks about the unity, about the Eastern and the Western calendars, right? And then said, yes, we should everything move centered on the Eastern calendar. Everything needs to be united, of course, right? Because the East is subject, and so on. So, yeah. So probably, now thinking of it, was probably the last time we celebrated God's Day on January 1st with True Parents in 2010. And then he asked the audience, and I verified, I looked at the Korean original and translated it again, to be sure I remember correctly what this brother's sharing. And it was the following. He said, what is most precious? And then he holds up, what do you think? What is this? And he had his little notebook right there. And he was going, this is my notebook. I write down the providential timing and so on here. And throughout the speech, he then read, right? If you take the square root of October 3rd and multiply it by the power of, I don't know, 1,444, you realize something like this, right? Many of the things that True Father said this time were way over our heads in terms of spiritual geometry, spiritual mathematics, and so on, right? And so he's reading from this book and said, okay, what is this? And this is Suchop. I hope Auntie Kyongcha can correct. Is that correct? Notebook, Suchop. This is Suchop. And then he goes on and said, how precious is this notebook? How precious do you think it is? And he said, how much would you, if I put it up for auction, how much could I get for it? Right? And he says, like, is it $10,000? Is it $100,000? And then if I would put it up, a Korean person would offer $10,000. But then a Japanese would come in and would offer $100,000. And then a Chinese person would come and would offer $1 million. True Father was talking like this, right? And then he said, and then a person from the North Pole would come and offer $10 million. But then the person from the South Pole would offer $100 million for it. How much do you think God would offer for this notebook? We're asking, do you think he would sell heaven and earth for it? And then, but there are other people, right, he said, he then did a word play. There was chop, which is notebook, and chop, which means concubine, right? He said, and then there are other people who have a concubine, and for them it doesn't matter whether they write something down or not, because they have nothing to say. And so on. And then explanation about how precious this notebook is, right? he turns to True Mother, who is sitting next there, and he says, "A person who boasts about being great alone is a fool." Right? So he talked that first he said his notebook is so precious, right? And then he said, but everyone who talks, even if I would say I'm great, right? The author, then he says, but I'm the teacher who taught their notebook and so on. But then he says, yeah, but if I would be boasting, right, that I'm precious by myself, I would be a real fool. Can a man accomplish everything by himself? Could a woman and a man live together if they competed over who is taller and who could eat more? Women are generally smaller. Why? Women are necessary and men are necessary. What is the difference between them? Men grow beards. Why do women not? Why? Good. They are different from one another. Women have broader hips and men have broader shoulders. Why? Why are both needed? This is an ironclad law. Because people do not understand it, they behave strangely, claiming day and night that one is better than the other, fighting, quarreling, crying, making a scene. Yet everything is made to fit reciprocally. And so now as we follow and attend our True Mother in this time, especially, what do you think True Father in Spirit World thinks when True Mother explains we should introduce her as Holy Mother Han? Right? I asked this in prayer. Now I'm praying for the sermon. I asked myself, what do you think, Father? And the answer would be, what are you talking about? It's not enough to call her Holy Mother Han. I call her Holy, 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 Holy Mother Han. That's my attitude in this time. Stop bickering about these things. See, she's my treasure. Do you think you can get away with only calling her one holy? Right? So that's so. And what do you think if Mother is clarifying points about the bruising past of True Father, right? Does he say, thank you for setting things clear, or for expressing and clarifying? Thank you, Oma. Only you can do this. So in this time, I think the three great ways to connect to our True Father is the woe approach. Through the Word, through the genuine care for the world and dealing with the issues, and through his second self, True Mother, the purpose of his life, to become one with her, uplift her, and support her now on earth to go the path to the very end. Can we do that? So, today's the last day of our prayer condition, 40-day condition, right? And I'm just repeating the prayer points for everyone. For the realization of a peaceful world and one human family attending Heavenly Parent, for the well-being, safety, and freedom of Holy Mother Han, True Mother, for the chosen people who have received Heavenly Parent's blessing and fulfilled their responsibility, for the future of our descendants. We pray for the presiding judge, Woo In Song, Kim Dek Hyun, and Kim Hyung Ha, the associate judges, that they can hear heaven's voice and fulfill their responsibility according to their conscience, free from any precious, spiritual or this worldly. And I want to conclude with our motto that True Mother gave us. for this year, because I think this is something, wherever we are on our journey and our relationship with true parents, whether we've come already a long way, or it feels a bit distant again, or we are more connected to father or more connected to mother at this time. I think this is something we can unite and should and need to unite around together out of our love for true parents in this time, the motto of this year. In the 14th year of John Il-guk, when we attend the Creator Heavenly Parent substantially, let us, the blessed families around the world, become true sons and daughters of John Il-guk, who fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people in unity with true parents. Let's pray. Dear God, our Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for this time. I'm so sorry for this humble gathering here. That it's a small gathering representing the nation, but with brothers and sisters across the nation in the different situations, connected here or holding services in other communities. And we want to offer up our attendance to you, Father, especially in this time. You are a Father, you are our friend, you are our teacher, you are scolding us, you are our entertainer. You provide the fire that we need to really walk with True Mother in this time and to really stand with her in this precious time. So we pray, our dear beloved Heavenly Parent, that, Father, that we can be here for you, that you can feel love and care. And we know that the only way to liberate true parents is that there are children rising up and coming up who are able to hold together, not by ourselves. None of us needs to do this by himself, but together in our relationship, in our unity, when we hold a greater love and when we can return a greater love to you than you have poured out into the world so that God can be fully liberated. You, Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for giving us true Father. We're so grateful for the lament and the stony and thorny path that you, Heavenly Father, had to go through to raise and find true Father. And we're so grateful that we can also greet you and embrace you, Heavenly Parent, now as our Heavenly Mother. So that by relating with you as the Heavenly Parent, we ourselves become true men and true women in whom your lineage unfolds in true love and true life. Thank you so much. We want to do more. We want to do more. And this is the last words that you shared in that last Hundegi. I wish I could give more. I wish I could love you more. And we pray that we can inherit this love. God, we wish we could do more. We would do more for you, and we will do more for you. Father, we're sorry. We will do more for you to take care of the big issues in this world that you are concerned about. We'll rise and develop not only the heart, but also the external skills to face the situations together. Dear God, please shower your blessing. May it be loud or quietly, wide or small, in whatever shape or form your blessing can be received by this nation, by these precious brothers and sisters here. Shower your amazing blessing upon everyone. Thank you. I pray and report this, attending our Holy Mother Han, in gratitude in the name of Bogdan and Yoshiko Pammer, blessed family. Jew.
Aju. Thank you very much. And let's give a warm round of applause. Thanks to our National Director, Bogdan, for a wonderful sermon. Exactly 40 minutes. That's good. So, yeah, half and half. It wasn't 16 hours, so we're really grateful. And now we're going to have our offering song. So I'd like to offering, and I'd like to welcome the band up for the offering song. You can do your offering here or online. And if you're making your Holy Day donation, you can do that to Yumi directly. If you give it to the community here or online to the community, we use it for the Holy Days. Okay, thank you. Yeah, better do both.
Please can I ask if you all can hold hands? We are one family of brothers and sisters, husbands and wives, parents and children. Our beloved Heavenly Parent, we want to really thank you sincerely from our heart. We want to thank you for our true parents. We want to thank you for our true Father, who took up the mission from Jesus, who listened to him, who really took on the mission to become true Father, to become the true Father of all humankind, together with true Mother. Heavenly Parent, we want to thank you for that and pray that we can truly, truly grow our heart, grow our love to reach your level, to reach the level of your true daughter, of your true sons, Heavenly Parent, and to really love one another in our families, in our community, in our nation, and show the world the true love of our true parents through each one of us. Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for the offerings that our community, our family here in River South offered. And we really want to pray we will use it in the best way to help all your children whom we can reach to realize and come closer to you. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parent. Please bless each one. And I pray this gratefully attending our Holy Mama Han, together with my husband, and in our name, David and Tina Coombs, a blessed family and tribe, Archu.
Thank you very much, Tina, for your heartfelt prayer. And now in River South, we have had a couple, a team, a couple and one other who have served our young people for many years. And they are standing down. So we want to recognize the effort that they have made. So we want to make a presentation to them of a small gift. So I would like to invite them up. And please thank them as well. So this is HARP. I'm talking about HARP. So going forward with HARP, there is no team yet in place, but we are almost there. So the most important thing we haven't done yet, which is speak to the parents of the HARP children. So we need to speak to them, share the plan we have, and then work with the parents to either adjust the plan, adjust it, make the plan, and fulfill it. So we need to do this together with the parents, and because the parents' first place of school of love is the family. We are the second or third or fourth. But anyway, all the aunties and uncles are the next in line. So I'd like to invite up, the team, this for the last few years has been Holly Bain, who I don't think, is Holly here? Probably not. Holly Bain, Mambok, and Bea. So, yeah, I see them, don't worry. I see them right there. So Mambok, Chen, and Bea Gaina, if you can come forward. We have... yeah, can somebody take photo? Yeah, thank you. So this is Bea. So this is to Mambok, Chen, and Beatrice Beatrice Gaina, and it says, without my glasses, River South Community Commendation, awarded to Mambok Chen and Beatrice Gaina, also Holly Bain has one, for outstanding service and dedication in volunteering to support the education and development of young people within the Harp community. The River South community proudly recognizes and commends their commitment, contribution, and positive impact, and extends its best wishes for their future endeavors. Thank you very much. So I have one for Holly. Holly, I will catch up with Holly later. I'd like to invite up our National Director, stay up, Bogdan Pammer, for the next presentation that we're going to make, both from the community and from the nation. So,
Yeah. So I would like to invite up Clive and Maria Pollitt. It's their second to last day, according to the contract.
according to the Eastern calendar.
And yeah, they have served 13 years. They're there. And can you come up? We'll also invite you to say something. Profound gratitude for 13 years of outstanding service and dedication as managers of Livingstone House, and for their heartfelt and capable care for people, property, and plants. Yes. The British movement proudly recognizes and commends their commitment, contribution, and very positive impact, and extends its best wishes for their future endeavors on sea, maybe. It doesn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah, also, the community, River South community, could not have done what we've done for the last few years without Clive and Maria. So we also have a small gift for Clive and Maria. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And from the UK headquarters, also we have some gifts for them. Also, we will present to them the flowers which were presented to True Father today. So those would be your flowers. Yeah, okay. Yes, let's do that now. So we'll ask them to say a few words. Yeah.
Oh, what was that? An hour and 5 minutes. Did I hear? No, just very briefly. We just really like to thank you for enduring under our guidance here in Livingstone House. We've been through 3 basic stages. You know, the first 5 years was trying to fulfill what was asked of us, which was to be self-sufficient, provide for the community, and also to represent our movement to the neighborhood. And then the next 5 years, I have to say that was probably the most challenging. But then the second 5 years was trying to keep Livingstone House within our movement, which was a really very, very challenging time for us. Of course, COVID in that time. We took 200 people around the house who wanted to buy it. And so somehow we managed to get through that. And then the last 3 years has been building for the future and trying to inspire our leadership to take Livingstone House into the future. So out of everything, I have to say, I think we achieved our goal, which is, which is that Livingstone House does have a future because our brave new leadership has finally decided to invest in the building. So, you know, this is no small undertaking, I can promise you. But it's a brave and courageous step. And we feel now we can step away and we can breathe peacefully, and we can feel that, you know, somehow we all, and our second, third, and fourth generations have a place to worship Heavenly Parents, to be educated, and to create a beautiful community. So, thank you all for supporting us. There's some who supported us enormously, really, and some we had to fight, I have to say. But all in all, we really are so grateful to have been part of this. And finally, I wanted to say that we have met so many young people which we would never have had the chance to have. You know, so many of our second and third generation, but particularly second generation. You know, we've been here a big chunk of our life. The 13 years isn't a passing, you know. So we've seen, you know, 10-year-olds who are now 23. And we've seen many, you know, 20-year-olds who are now in their 30s with children of their own. So we could be part of their lives in some way. And that has been such a blessing. That's what's kept us going, to be honest. To see these beautiful young families coming to, you know, maturity, and we can see that there's more coming now, more than ever. So we are really, really grateful to Heavenly Parent and to all of you for allowing us to be part of your lives. And then finally, we just want to say we really are sorry for the people we've hurt. We know that in a position like this, you have to make very unpopular decisions. And we are truly, truly sorry. And I hope that you can forgive us and look kindly on us. And we pray that the people that are going to take over from us, which is Sonjin at the moment, who are 1,000 times better than us. So you have a good future, and you have a very good couple who will be leading you from now on in the house, or taking care of the house. So thank you very much, and we're not leaving. We're not retiring either. We're just going to be doing something different. So, thank you.
Clive and Maria, and the residents of this building will miss you, you know, especially Auntie Maria's cakes. I missed this season going out fishing with Clive, but hopefully next year we will have more time to do that. So, yeah, God willing. Next, we are going to have our benediction. It's been a long service, but before then, we have one announcement. So I'd like to invite up Lance to give an announcement, and I'll... Yes, that's it. Wow. Thank you, Brendan. So also, as you can see today, we need volunteers to help set things up and put things in motion. And thank you to Brendan for stepping up and working already in the back. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity, Pastor Aja, to be able to talk about our forthcoming event. It's going to be a joint UPF and River South Family Federation blessing event on Saturday, the 3rd of October. The theme is entitled A Blessing for the Future, and we will be celebrating the role of marriage and good families in helping to build a sustainable and peaceful future. Just like to mention that in Chambumaron, page 224 to be precise, it's mentioned that True Mother has created a wider environment for witnessing through UPF and other providential. And as Mark has mentioned many times actually to me and others, UPF is not just an organization for VIPs, but it's really, this event particularly is an opportunity to invite your friends, neighbors, and contacts to learn about True Parents' vision for ideal families and to receive the precious grace of the blessing. So please really take this opportunity. Think about whom you can invite and to really embrace them and bring them to the Peace Embassy for the event. So we will have a blessing introduction lecture given by Reverend David Hanna. So we really look forward to that. And he will present a wonderful lecture from an intercultural and interfaith perspective. So it'll be very inclusive, and people should be able to respond to the content of that lecture. We also plan to give some exemplary couple awards. So if you have anyone in mind, a good couple who's in some way serving the community and being an example to others, please invite them to receive an exemplary couple award. Please talk to myself or Anna Rose or Adrian or Pastor Aja to let us know, and we will prepare for that. So just a couple of practical points as well, that it will start with a lunch at 1 p.m. Please encourage people to come early and not miss out on the lunch and be ready to receive the content. And there's a £10 fee to cover the lunch, but also it's a small offering for the blessing as well. And just to let you know, we have been having UPF regular monthly meetings in Sutton. The next one is actually on the 18th, on Friday, the 18th September. We'll send out the formal invites in the next few days or through WhatsApp. The topic is going to be, I have to remind myself, bridging cultures through marriage. So in this way, we want to prepare people for the blessing event. Thanks very much for everyone's attention. I think it's time to express the fire in our hearts that Bogdan, national leaders, spoke about, and to really bring people into our community, people that we know into our community and receive the blessing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lance. So this part of our service, we want to just greet anybody who's here for the first time. So if it's your first time here, just put up your hand, and if you want to say your name and where you're from. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. It's very nice to meet you all. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat. I'm Giuliano from the Scottish community. I'm a second gen, about to embark on Empower, so I really wanted to meet you all and get to know this community a little bit better. So it really is an honor and a privilege to be here. So let's let's have a lot of discussions. Let's chat, and I really want to know you all, and yeah. Thank you very much. So I don't know if you know my parents, Jeffrey and Casway Allard. Yeah, some of you might know, yeah. Right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody in here for the first time? No? I saw a young Guyana somewhere. Yeah, there she is, yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Speranza. I'm a Gaina, which means I'm sister of Alma and Bea, and also Laura, which maybe you don't know. So I'm the youngest, half Portuguese, half Romanian, living in Germany now, because I got married to this guy. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Ansfried Merta. I'm from Germany. Yeah, it's not my first time, but I think not many know me. So yeah.
Thank you very much. So we now have our benediction. So group photo? Group photo, yeah, it's a good thing, good idea. So we'll do it from here. Just sit there, and then we'll take the photo from here. We can do it on a timer. Yeah. Yeah, we want to take a group photo, so if you can squeeze in the front, children can come to the front and kneel in the front. Yes, yeah. Yeah, please observe this beautiful flower arrangement that our sister Toyoko made. It's really lovely, so please take a photo with it later. Yeah. Are the children able to come up? Ah, okay. So children are coming. While they're coming. It's going to be on a 10-second timer, so we need to count down. Who watched the World Cup? They used to count down to the kickoff. It's 10 seconds. Are we ready? I'm going to jump over some kids. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Cheese. Okay, I think that's perfect. Yeah, it takes like 10 pictures in one. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, children. I hope you heard a lot of stories about True Father today. Did you? Okay. So let's have our benediction now. So we've heard a benediction already, but we're going to say it together again. So let's rise. In the 14th year of Chonoguk, when we attended Creator Heavenly Parents substantially, let us, the blessed families around the world, become true sons and daughters of Chonoguk, who fulfill our responsibility as a chosen people in unity with true parents. Thank you very much. We have a short announcement about food, I think, yeah.
Good morning, brother and sister. Actually, today, I just want to cook for everyone, but because of Maria and and Christ living. So I think that I want to say, can you please be patient? Because enough for everyone. Okay. So I need 2 sisters to help me to serve. And then, that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So let me say a prayer for grace. Downstairs for the meal, yeah? So please. Let me pray for grace, and then we do our recession song, okay? Beloved Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, humankind, please bless the meal that we're going to share together with our true Father, our true parents, after this service has ended, in celebration with you. And we want to be one in spirit with our true parents and work to bring your kingdom of peace on this earth. In attendance to our Holy Mother Hand, and with gratitude, I offer this prayer. In my name, Ajamold of a blessed family. Aju. Now let us join together. We all know the words, so it's not going to come up on the screen. Umaya, Nunaya. So let's welcome up the band and Omaya, Umaya. Okay.
살자
주에는 반짝이는 그물의 빛 뒷문 밖에는 갈릴리 노래 엄마야 누나야 가면 살자. One more time.
Please dance. Dance if you want to dance. Thank you very much. Thank you. Enjoy your meal and have a great week. Thank you online. Goodbye. Thank you.